You know, it's been a little bit since we've been in the garden. Let's take a tour and see what we got going on. Oh, good morning, girls. How are you? Hope everyone's doing good. What'd you lose a leg? Oh. These girls are just about ready to start laying. I'd say maybe a couple more weeks and they'll be ready to go. These are the copper Marans, and also the cream leg bar. So we're gonna get some nice chocolate eggs and a blue egg out of them. All right, well, going back to the back here, this is basically zucchini and everything. We did have kale in here, as you can see. It got utterly decimated. Reason for that, we had a bunch of caterpillars in here, and I think they were maybe moth caterpillars, but I'll be honest, it really doesn't bother me, so I just let them go ahead and chew at it. They're not doing anything to the zucchini, so why not? Probably the biggest surprise for us guys is that we have a squash plant growing in the middle here, and I can't figure out how that thing even got started. I did not think those things would be perennial and come up, but sure enough, somehow a seed was dropped, and lo and behold, look what we got. The corn is absolutely just so huge right now. This is the glass gem corn, so if you're not seeing any stalks or anything on here yet, any corn, that's why. These things do take a while to get going. Most corn, you can get a good crop out of about 90 days. Unfortunately, with glass gem corn, it takes around 100 to 120 days. So really, we're probably not going to see anything, I would say, till the end of September. We're in early August right now, but it's still going strong. Definitely shading the girls down here, which is kind of a nice little bonus for them. But I'll tell you, it's just beautiful to have corn in your backyard. You really kind of get that farm feel once you have these things growing. I tell you, tomatoes are really starting to pop, really coming out strong. The only thing is we gotta wait. Everything is pretty much green. I think we have one there that's kind of getting ready to turn a little bit, but yeah, everything's mostly green right now. But you know, it is August. I fully anticipate these things ripening up this month and into September. God willing, we do not get snow in early September like we did last year. That would cut harvest really short, really fast. But these things are doing fantastic. This thing's taller than I am, guys. This thing's probably close to, I would say 6.5, almost 7 feet. But it's going to produce some big beauties. You know, we're not huge bean eaters, but I'll tell you, I love planting these every year just because they just get so tall, and it's just gorgeous to watch these climb up the cattle panel trellis. They really get going really well after a while. And the beans, when I say they're huge, guys, they are enormous and great flavor to them as well. Love these. Here's kind of an opposite view on the other side of the tomatoes. You can see we do have our beefsteaks that are coming up and really getting prolific, just spreading out like crazy. My dad actually asked me yesterday, we were at my niece's wedding, and he goes, "Are my tomatoes ready?" I said, "No, but trust me, when they are, you're gonna get a lot at once." These are all his, the beefsteaks. And over here we got a couple San Marzanos that are mixed in. You can see them down at the bottom. They're mixed all in here. I gotta get in here one of these days and just kind of trim a lot of this foliage back and make this stuff ripen. But you can see also back there, if I can find a good shot, but we do have some pretty big tomatoes that are getting ready to come out. And yeah, we fully expect a pretty good bounty out of tomatoes this year. Shade cloth, I probably shouldn't have put it up, but I think it was more of a fear of hail getting on these. And we did get a few hailstorms, but nothing that really would have destroyed them. But I think better safe than sorry. It did protect them pretty good. Many of you have asked about the tea garden that we started this year. Well, it's nothing really spectacular, just because everything's kind of getting established this year. But you know, I think it's coming along pretty good. Skullcap we didn't think was going to survive, and it's thriving really well. Definitely anticipate that coming back. The chamomile, if it doesn't look like there's a lot of flowers on there, there's a reason for that. My wife has been coming out literally every single day and picking these, and there's new flowers every day. So we're gonna try to get what we can out of these this year and save some for some chamomile tea. I actually got a few cucamelons in there. I don't know if they're really gonna make it through the season because they were kind of planted a little late. And you got your borage. We have some volunteer sunflowers this year. I didn't expect that. Echinacea is just exploding. A lot of these we got from a nursery, but there are a few that we did grow from seed. Not as easy as I thought it would be to grow those, so I'm glad we got everything in now, getting it established, and next year I totally anticipate this to be a huge flower forest. Boy, this cucumber plant has just been so prolific. Came out yesterday and picked 4 cucumbers off this. Now again, guys, this is the one that's self-pollinating, and I'm telling you, these are the best cucumbers. Best cucumber harvest I've ever had by far. If you have issues growing cucumbers and getting them pollinated and growing, man, look into these. It is unbelievable how much they put out. And here's the tomatoes that I put in the buckets. I don't think they're doing as well as the ones in the raised bed, but they're still doing well, I think. We've got tomatoes getting ready to ripen on this. And I think the reason for that is it's actually good to kind of stress out your tomatoes this time of year. It kind of forces them to produce fruit and go to seed as quick as possible. And I think that's what this one has definitely done. This one seems to be in a little better shape, but again, you don't really see as much fruiting going on or ripening for these tomatoes, but this was really more of an experiment, so whatever tomatoes we get off of this, it's kind of a bonus at this point. This is the first year we have grown this type of sunflower, and I tell you, it's beautiful. It is absolutely gorgeous. This is just the first flower coming out. There are multiple flowers that are going to be coming out here soon. But just beautiful to look at. And again, we had some volunteer ones this year too. I was really surprised. I don't know how those got in here, but they did. And the pumpkins, whoa! I can't contain them. You recall in the beginning, we had this thing kind of protecting them from hail and everything like that. It was getting really big, and I said, okay, well, we might as well move this thing because I think these things want to spread out. Yeah, that's an understatement. They are doing extremely well. The honey nut squash is also doing very well. You can see here we got one that's starting to form. There are tons of them that are getting ready to form right now. And I am really looking forward to trying these out finally and seeing how they taste. The reviews on them have been just absolutely awesome, so I'm very curious. Then there's our sweet corn. Again, this was kind of a late planting idea. I think I kind of did it more for decoration, but we'll see. It might actually make it all the way through and get some corn out of it, which if we do, cool. If not, we'll know better next year what to do. But definitely one of my favorite areas of the garden right now. Guys, one of our trademarks of Fleetwood Patch is the mammoth sunflower. These things grow so huge. And we're getting ready, I think, to see the flower finally coming out. They're very tall. They produce one flower, that's it, but it's a huge, huge flower. Bees absolutely are drawn to it. And they also produce the really big sunflowers that you see that people like to chew on and spit the shells out. But this will actually be food for the chickens come wintertime. We got 4 of them going, actually, but they're just absolutely gorgeous. I couldn't imagine doing a garden now without these. I actually decided to let the dill go this year and not trim it, just to see kind of what it would do. This thing is over 5 foot tall. Had no idea dill could get that huge. But it does, folks. It definitely does. Looking forward to doing some pickling, because we'll definitely have plenty of dill to go in it this year. My wife has really gotten into drying herbs this year with our dehydrator, and I think we're going to get some pretty decent ones this year. So we got basically peppermint mixed in with Korean mint, mixed in with Thai basil. Man, this thing has gotten so prolific. This was actually inside in wintertime, and we were growing it under the grow lights, and it was kind of struggling. We decided to put it out here for the season. Has not disappointed at all. And here's some more. We got our sweet basil mixed in with our snapdragons. This here, I think this is going to be more Thai basil. This thing goes to flower so quickly now. It doesn't matter how fast we come out here and pick these flowers off. It just goes to flower. It's that hot out, so it's just going to go straight to flower at this point. The Walla Wallas are coming along nicely. That bulb is really starting to form. I really think within another month or so, we're going to see some pretty big onions, which I'm stoked about. It's the first year I've ever grown onions, to be honest, this type of onion, and I'm hoping we get a decent size onion harvest out of it. And lastly, we have the banana pepper plant. It is coming along very good. We'll definitely grow more of these next year. They took off better than I thought, and I've picked a lot of them off. We're in the process of getting new flowers, and we'll get another crop out of it. But excited, definitely. That'll go great in salsa. Pickle those things. Great on sandwiches too. I hope your guys' gardens have been going well this year. It's just such a therapy to be out here and to do all this, to tend to this, and seeing it grow. I think it's just it's so close to what we do in life, whatever we tend to in life, whatever we focus on, that's what we tend to reap the benefits of. That's what tends to grow strong, whether it be your garden, whether it be your job, whether it be your family, whether it be your faith, which is something that is a lifelong journey, and you definitely want to make sure you're tending to that as well. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with what everything's been doing. I think we're at about the peak of what the garden's going to be doing. I think about the only thing left is tomatoes to start ripening, turning red, and sunflowers emerging, the big sunflowers, and the corn's starting to pop out. But other than that, we're just kind of waiting on everything else to ripen up. The pumpkins, we counted the other day, and it's got to be over 17, 18 pie pumpkins. I don't know if any of you guys are pumpkin spice people, but we like it. We like it a lot. My wife likes to go out in the fall and buy a lot of pumpkin spiced whatever, just the spice for it, just the spice itself. And she does a lot of good stuff. She's a great baker. We'll do the pumpkin bread, pumpkin muffins. I can't wait to show you guys a thing called a pumpkin pie smoothie. Now, I know that sounds like it's a sugary dessert. It's not. It's really not as sweet as you might think, but it tastes a lot like a pumpkin pie. Super healthy for you. So good too. It's pumpkin pie in a cup. How can you go wrong with that? But that's kind of what we're waiting on. And we're just gonna let the summer kind of sizzle out and get ready for fall. Wow, here we are. It is getting closer to the end of summer. Now, the next big process after growing all this is preserving it. And that's something that we're excited to show you guys as well. Just some canning methods, freezing, vacuum sealing, dehydrating. These are all really great practices to get familiar with and learn how to do. And I'm looking forward to showing you guys how to do that. It's a great way to have your garden last throughout the year. You've worked so hard on it. Try to save whatever you can. Yeah, the basil mix that my wife makes, absolutely awesome. We put it on so much stuff. Eggs, dinner, you name it. It's a good salt-free mix. But look forward to showing you guys that as well. Anyway, you guys, thanks for stopping by. I always appreciate when you guys stop in, say hi. We love showing you the garden. We love showing you what's possible, even in a small urban setting. Just imagine what you can do in your backyard. It's easier than you think. If you ever have questions about that, let us know. I'd be happy to help you. Nothing makes me feel happier than watching someone in an urban setting start to discover just how much they actually can do out here. So drop me a line, say hi. Love talking with you guys. Sorry we haven't been on here as much. It's been a very crazy couple months, starting up with my new job. And like I said, we just had our niece get married yesterday, which was fantastic. It's amazing how fast life flies. Yeah, 20 some years just blew by, and all of a sudden she's up there as a beautiful bride. So very proud, very happy for her. You guys take care. Have a great week. If there's anything that you ever want to see on here, or anything you want us to talk about, let us know. We love to make sure that you're getting the content that you deserve. Until next time, this is Jeremy of Fleetwood Patch saying, you got this. See you guys.